Hey everybody, Chad here with Canine Revolution Dog Training. Today we're working on desensitizing a young Malinois puppy to a vacuum. This puppy used to be scared of the vacuum, nervous of the vacuum, and also wanted to attack it, a little bit out of prey drive action. So what we did first was we taught the puppy first the spot command, which is a downstay on the pet cot that you see in the center of the room here. All right. And then what we're going to do once she's used to that is we're going to slowly start rewarding her. There is a vacuum on the floor you can't see in the camera, but right now we're just rewarding her with the new item in the area. The vacuum being in the area is the new item, so you can see it right there. And we're just rewarding her with the vacuum being there so she gets used to the presence of the vacuum. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up and walk around with the vacuum, not turning it on. I'm just going to get her used to the vacuum moving around the room with me. All right. So this is going to, again, habituize and desensitize her to the fact of the vacuum being there before we even activate it. All right. Keep giving her some food rewards to build up that positive association. I am not turning on the vacuum yet. I am simply just moving the vacuum across the floor to, again, desensitize her to the vacuum being in the area and making motions. All right. Then I'm going to slowly start to turn on the vacuum as we go so that she gets used to that. And again, as we do this, I'm going to reward her. Notice how she gets up. I'm going to say no and issue her accountability with a remote collar for getting up. Okay. After we've gone through our conditioning and application process with the remote collar, she fully understands what to do and she feels that sensation. Okay. So she gets up. Right, she's disobeying the downstay on the spot command, so I say no, hold her accountable for that. But if she does maintain it, I'm going to say good and reward her for that so that she can make a very clear distinction on what she's supposed to be doing in the presence of the vacuum. Okay, so the vacuum is on, it's turning on, she gets up off the spot, she's a little bit nervous about it, so I go to her, I grab the leash, issue accountability, and take her right back to the spot. Okay. Then if she does the right thing, makes the right decision, I say good and provide her with a food reward. All right, so that's how this process goes. If she disobeys the position, I hold her accountable. I say no, I hold her accountable. If she's doing the right thing, making the right decision, I say good, provide her with food reward. Okay, so that's how the process goes. So now I'm going back to the vacuum, turning the vacuum on, moving the vacuum around in the area. All right, and then continuing to provide her food rewards. And because we have identified that if the vacuum moves around quickly, she gets up like she just did, I'm going to hold her accountable right here. But because we identified that, we are going to slow down our process or progression of getting used to the vacuum being around. All right. So rather than try to vacuum around her all at one time, I'm going to slowly start to get her used to just the vacuum being on and the vacuum being off, vacuum being on, vacuum getting off. Okay. She got up that time. I said no, issued accountability. She goes right back to the spot like she's supposed to, okay? So I'm just going to continue this process, all right? The thing about the remote collar, when you do it properly, you don't always have to go to your dog. You don't always have to grab the leash and take them back. The communication is very clear with the remote collar if you do it properly, so they understand what they're supposed to be doing when you're giving a command, when you're issuing accountability, okay? But again, I'm just moving the vacuum around. If she gets up, I'm going to hold her accountable. If she stays in position, I'm going to say good, provide a food reward, okay? And I'm just going to continue this process as time goes on, all right? So notice I've got the vacuum on. The vacuum is activated. I'm not moving it because moving it did trigger her to get up. I say good, provide her with a food reward. Now I'm going to change up my position relative to her. I'm not going to swing the vacuum. I'm just going to turn it on. I turn it on. She stays in position. I say good. I provide a food reward. Now I feel like she's at the point where she could start to handle some movement from the vacuum. So I start to move it. She gets up a little bit. I say no, give accountability. She goes back down. I say good, give her some food, okay? So I'm continuing this process we're talking about. And now it's pretty clear to her about what her role is with the vacuum moving around. So I can start to move the vacuum around while she's on it. And again, this is our first session. So I'm going to start moving the vacuum around while she's on the spot and slowly start to get close to the spot, underneath the spot, the pet cot, all these types of things, and reward her for doing the right thing, okay? Especially if she makes eye contact with me, the handler, I'm going to reward her for that. Okay, so this time I get the vacuum up underneath the cot, so it's moving. That vacuum head is moving up underneath the cot. The motor is running, and she did a great job. So I say good, give her a food reward. Okay, then I position the vacuum off to the side, and then I'm ready to let her stabilize in position before I start doing other things with her. But I'm still going to be rewarding her at a little bit of a different schedule, a little bit increase in interval there, just for the vacuum laying in the room. Okay, so this is our process to desensitize a dog to different distractions, but a common one you'll find in your household is a vacuum. Okay, so take these tips, practice them at home.